don't know about you, but I love a good dump and bake recipe. The kind where you can just take all of your ingredients, put them in a dish, give it a little stir, throw it in the oven, walk away, and proceed to live your life. That is exactly the kind of recipe I'm gonna be bringing to you guys today. We're doing a healthy, high protein, dump and bake, plant-based casserole. It's got 31 grams of protein per serving. It's wildly flavorful and delicious. And the best part is it only requires 10 minutes of your time to throw together. But the best part of this whole video, you guys, is that I'm actually teaming up with my pal Dani over at Vegan Proteins, where she is gonna be sharing a totally fabulous high protein dump and bake casserole over on her channel. You guys do not wanna miss it. She's got all the deets, so I'm gonna quickly pass it over to her. Take it away, Dani.
Hello everybody, my name is Dani Taylor. I'm the co-owner of Vegan Proteins Online Coaching, and I run the Vegan Proteins YouTube channel. I'm very excited to be collaborating with Janelle today. And when you're done watching her delicious tandoori tofu casserole recipe, come on over to our channel. I'm gonna show you how to make this incredible dump and bake pizza pasta that has under 400 calories and 26 grams of protein per serving. And it'll satisfy your cravings if you have the palate of a toddler like I do. I hope to see you guys over there.
I cannot wait to try out her casserole. I don't know why I'm still holding this. Make sure you guys go give Dani some love. Go and support her channel. Check out her recipe video right after you finish watching mine. Subscribe to Vegan Proteins and also here Steamy Vegan so that you don't miss out on either of our content that drops on our channels every week. So without further ado, let's move on and let me show you how to make my high protein tandoori tofu dump and bake casserole. I try to include as many whole food plant-based ingredients into my recipes as often as I can, and this one really just, this recipe just shows up, okay? We got chickpeas, we got quinoa, we got red lentils, tofu, veggies. It's really all that and a bag of chips. This here is my homemade tandoori spice blender, tandoori masala, and it takes 1 minute to whip up. The measurements for the spice blend are in the description box and my recipe below. It uses quite a variety of ingredients. You don't have to have all of them for it to be delicious. Even if you have most of them, that's fine. The first order of business after making your tandoori masala blend is to just chop up some veggies. We've got a bell pepper and an onion. The options are pretty chill. You can use whatever color bell pepper you want. Red or orange are pretty great. And you can use a yellow, brown, or red onion. Red onion's a stronger flavor, but that's fine. I like to slice them into long, thin strips for this casserole. And that's literally all the chopping we have to do for the casserole. Yeah! Make sure you guys watch the whole recipe, because once this casserole goes into the oven, I'm gonna be showing you an optional but highly recommended cilantro chutney / drizzling sauce that is so good on this casserole. So next, grab yourself a mixing bowl and your approximately 12-ounce block of extra firm tofu, a wonderful source of plant-based protein, and we're just going to break up the tofu into little bite-sized chunks. They don't have to be perfect or even just, like about 1 inch in size. The reason I like to break up my tofu like this is because the kind of craggly, uneven surface area of the tofu, I find absorbs more flavor from the ingredients we're gonna add to it shortly. At least more so than if you just cut them into little cubes. Add in the chopped onion and the bell pepper. And then, something I totally didn't mention before, is add in some cauliflower. I'm just using some frozen stuff, but I'm a space cadet and forgot to tell you guys and even show this in the ingredients at the beginning here. Whatever. 2 cups, approximately, is all we need. Now add a little drizzle of a neutral oil. I'm just using probably less than a tablespoon. Then we're gonna take our tandoori masala. Again, this is 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna add about half of it, so like a tablespoon and a half to the veggies, save the other half for the remainder of the casserole. And now just give it a quick little toss to combine. I didn't add salt to the tandoori mix, so I'm just gonna add a little pinch of salt here. And then just set this aside for a moment while we move on. Yoink. I can smell it already.
Can you smell what Janelle is cooking?
Everyone say hi to my husband. Yes, I can smell what I am cooking. You are going to grab yourself a casserole dish. This is I think 9 by 13. That's about all we need. We got some quinoa, 1 cup, into the dish. For an extra little burst I don't know if burst is the right word, punch, boost of protein. I've got half a cup of red lentils. Rinse them first, then add them in. We're really layering in the protein here. I've got a can of chickpeas that I have rinsed, pop it in. We're gonna pour in, what is this? 2 3/4 cups of some vegan chicken stock. And then we've got 2 cups of tomato sauce. Very simple. We've got a 1/4 cup of some nutritional yeast here. This adds extra savory umami-ness, a heck of a lot of plant-based protein, which you may not have known about nutritional yeast, and a good dose of B vitamins. And then in goes our remaining 1½ tablespoons of our tandoori masala. And now you are simply just going to mix everything together until you have a, let's be real, a relatively soupy looking mixture here. Also, if you love Indian cuisine, you should check out my tofu tikka masala recipe and or my vegan butter chicken recipe. Both so yummy. Now we're just gonna very carefully kind of layer in the veggies on top, the seasoned veggies and tofu. Then you can kind of just somewhat gently press any veggies that are kind of overtly sticking out. I mean, a lot of them are sticking out, but you know, any that are like boink. This nice layer on top of veggies and tofu that's exposed. These are gonna kind of get a little bit more browned, which is really nice. Now just wrap her up in some aluminum foil or aluminium, and we're gonna bake her in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes, basically just until the quinoa is fully cooked. It's nice and soft, unfurled, fluffy. You can give it a stir, just a quick gentle tossy stir, about halfway through, just to make sure that all the quinoa is doing its thing properly. Yoink, bye-bye. Wahoo, now you have an hour to go and, you know, live your life. Read a book, have a glass of wine, or you could make my cilantro sauce. Perfect if you have a bundle of cilantro that's looking a little sad. Okay, so you're gonna need a pretty high-powered blender for this sauce, something like a Vitamix or whatever. That's what I have. I've got half a cup of cashews. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna soak them with some boiling hot water straight from the kettle in a bowl, put a lid on it, and just let it soak for about half an hour. You basically just want the cashews to plump up, soften, so they're easier to blend into a creamy sauce. After a half hour or so, they pretty much split apart and I can like tear them in half with my fingers. So they're soft. Now all you have to do is drain and add to the blender with about 3/4 cups of cold water. Slap a lid on her and blend on high speed until you've got a totally smooth, creamy mixture. Truthfully, I probably could have gotten away with half a cup of water instead of 3/4. That's okay. Anywho's, set this aside for a moment while we quickly prepare the other ingredients to add to it. I've got my bundle of cilantro, which I have washed and dried. So I'm just going to basically, with the stems included, give it a really rough chop, just to kind of break apart rather, the long stems so that they blend up easier once we throw it in the blender. In she goes. We're gonna add a little bit of white onion, about 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup or so. Just give it a real rough chop. Plus 3 hefty cloves of garlic, and about a 1-inch chunk of ginger. Mine's a little gnarly looking, but that's fine. Slice open a lemon. We're gonna use the juice of all of it, so about 3-ish tablespoons. This is why I work out, just so I can efficiently squeeze lemons. This next ingredient is optional, but if you like a little bit of spice, go ahead and add in about half a teaspoon of some red chili flakes. Alternatively, a sliced little green chili would be great. And then we're gonna add some salt. I'm gonna do about a teaspoon, just so that it really brings out all the good flavors, plus a healthy few grinds of black pepper. Once again, slap that lid on. And blitz, baby, blitz. Obligatory taste test, always required. Oh yes. Wow, I could put that on literally everything. The taste, the smell, it's like garlicky, gingery, fresh, so fresh. Keep that in a jar, store it in your fridge for like up to 5 or 6 days. You're golden. People, we are an hour-ish in the future. I let it sit under the broiler for like 5 minutes just to get some nice golden brown, slightly semi-charred goodness on top. Oh, served it up with some of that cilantro sauce and some toasted naan. That's it. That is so delicious. It's not too spicy. It's like the perfect amount of heat, which is really adjustable, honestly. If you're not super into spicy, but you like Indian food, and that cilantro sauce, don't skip it, you guys. It really adds such a good burst of flavor. Quinoa, lentils, chickpeas, tofu, you guys. This is a protein-packed, hearty, heavy hitter. So delicious. Don't skip this. Run to your kitchens, make this. It's the perfect meal prep casserole. And don't forget, please support this collab video. Go check out Dani's video over at Vegan Protein. She has a delicious vegan dump and bake casserole for you guys to check out as well. I've linked her video in the description box below and right here, so you guys can't miss it, literally. Don't forget to subscribe to both of our channels. We love high protein, plant-based goodness around here, and I hope you do too. Thanks again for tuning in. I love you, and I'll see ya in another video real soon. Ta-ta!